Let me show you two things. First thing I want to show you is something that we talked about at the beginning of last year. So it's literally about 2 years ago. I introduced you guys to drone delivery. Check this out.
So we are out back waiting for our zip line delivery. We ordered some groceries to be delivered by a drone that's going to fly through the sky.
Where are the groceries at? Wow.
They're in
You
the
got
they're
it?
in the they're in their they're in their backyard. I'm gonna fast forward, you guys can see it. And the drone just I'm sorry, hold
So
on.
what do you think?
The drone just lowers the zip line down. See, I thought the drone was gonna come down, but it's called zip line for a reason. So the drone lowers the groceries down by zip line.
Why did it land on concrete?
Doesn't it feel weird that we're in the future? All of these sci-fi movies we've been watching, we're in that future. That's crazy.
Yeah, I heard Florida is
Seriously?
has activated those air taxis,
Yeah,
those
this
VTOL taxis.
yeah, Houston. Well, if it's not Houston, Austin. I think Austin or Dallas, somewhere in Texas, they're doing the same thing. Um, but yeah, man, we are living in the future. So I would love to see if we start seeing some more videos like that. See if that takes off. But here's the main thing that I want to show you guys. So I saw a video on TikTok this last weekend, and it mentioned um a deal between Amazon and Ford. So I did a deep dive. So December of last year, Amazon launched Amazon Autos, section of their Amazon where they sell cars. They started by only selling Hyundai vehicles, right? 48 states, 130 cities, or participating dealers in 130 cities across the U.S. Literally, they started off with Hyundai, and then it's as of November, um, they've added new manufacturers to a platform such as Ford. So think about this. Um, in August of this year, so Hyundai was the only car dealer they were dealing with for almost a year and a half. Um, well, no, about a year, less than a year, about 9 months. They only dealt with Hyundai. Then August of this year, they opened it up to all used and certified pre-owned. So this may even work even for something that I mentioned about Eric with the auctions. It would be awesome, if he did want to sell it in the US, that he might be able to sell it on Amazon Autos. But then the Ford contract came out last week, where now Ford is a part of it. So I'll show you what it looks like. Amazon Autos, you could actually sell and buy cars on Amazon. Now let me tell you the impact of this. And this could have been a secret session. Like if I was still doing secret sessions, this is a secret session because I walked you through the secret session with Tesla. And what made Tesla so powerful was they don't need to have dealerships.
Yep.
They make the cars at the plant and they sell directly to the owner. The owner goes to the website, they buy it, and the car is delivered to wherever they are, or they can pick it up to a local Tesla, drop site. But that was the thing. That was the moat, or that was the edge that gave Tesla the ability to make 15 times more money than all of the other car dealers in the world. Tesla's worth more than every other car company in the world because of that one key factor. They don't have the overhead of having dealerships. So by Amazon coming in and kind of shrinking that moat, where now car dealers or car manufacturers can be on the same level playing field as Tesla. Does everybody see this? You may start to see dealerships start folding. and that's a problem for the cities and states because they don't get a chance to tax. That was a problem that they had with Tesla. They kicked Tesla out of New York. They kicked Tesla out of a lot of cities because he was selling cars in a mall. He rented out a mall space. He was taking orders inside the mall, and they kicked him out because they couldn't charge him tax. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. But Amazon selling the cars is basically like it's another version of what Tesla does. And this is what car dealers have been looking for what? How long has Tesla been out? Close to 2 decades. Tesla's had that edge for 2 decades. Amazon's filling that gap. So you may see dealerships go away, and now everybody is selling their stuff. And I think eBay already has something similar to this, but eBay is nowhere near the level of what Amazon is. So I would love to see how this develops. I'll keep my eye on this and see exactly how this plays out. Any questions, comments on this?
No, I love the idea. I love it. I definitely would buy, off Amazon.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, and see where the pickup is right here in my local area. I can buy it here. It even knows to show me based on my location, cars in my area that I can buy here online. Don't have to deal with a car salesman, nothing like that. Buy it online and go pick it up at the dealership. Phenomenal concept.
But their home
What?
bases are still dealerships, correct?
Well, for now, but I promise you, man, if this thing takes off the way that I think it is, I think they're going to cut out the middleman. They're going to get rid of the dealerships, and you're going to be able to buy the cars directly from the factory. But obviously, something like this that can kind of really affect the infrastructure of the economy, because cities and states and counties rely on that tax from every car sales, from building the car dealerships. All of those things. The city, state, and county are getting money, from the construction, from the workers. Think about that. Able to tax the paychecks of the workers. All that stuff has gone away. So it's not going to just switch over overnight. It'll be something gradual, but I do see probably in the next 5 years, you probably will not see that many car dealerships. And I'm going to tell you the other side of that pendulum. As you start to see the car dealerships go away, you're going to see Amazon rise into the 5 trillion like NVIDIA. These are the kind of things, these unique concepts, that's going to catapult them to the next stratosphere. They're gonna break out of the Magnificent Seven, and they're going to go into the 4 trillion and the 5 trillion with ideas like this. Because other car dealerships, other factories, other manufacturers are going to partner with Amazon. And I'll tell you the next move. Let me show you the next move that I see Amazon doing.
Oh, I can see some stuff off of there.
Largest hybrid, because you do know that Tesla is not the largest recharge network. There's a network larger than Tesla's.
You can see car delivery service.
Yeah, that I'm thinking Ford bought them already because it was not Ford. Did something happen in the last year? Because when we did the secret session on Tesla, I showed you that there was a network of charging stations. Yeah, charge point. Did charge point get bought out by Ford?
I'm thinking of car delivery services where they deliver the cars right to your house.
Well, yeah, man. No, ChargePoint is now not the number one. Somehow Ford has created their own network. They're number one. That's crazy. Well, yeah, I can see Amazon buying ChargePoint. If this thing really takes off with these cars and they really want to, because think about it, this is what I tell you, the Magnificent Seven, I told you everybody this when it came to NVIDIA. I said, you're going to see NVIDIA create a product to compete with every single one of the other Magnificent Seven. And we know Tesla's not a Magnificent Seven anymore, but they're still going to be competing with all of those major corporations. And now you see Amazon doing the same thing. They're now looking to compete with Tesla. And if they do get on that level where they're really competing with them, I can also see them competing with the charging station as well. And we know Amazon has the money to buy it. So we'll watch this. I would say Amazon is probably going to be the go-to for 2026. They're going to be the next one probably to rise above the Magnificent Seven, going into the 4 and 5 trillion. You heard it here first. Well, let's see. But these are the kind of things that we watch, letting us know that the stock market is still as strong as ever. And what we're currently dealing with right now is manipulation and a short-term trend. But we are nowhere near the market exhausting, overall. And there'll probably be another article tomorrow showing us even more value. All right, let's look at the markets. Stagnant. It rose at the open, or it rose at 10 o'clock. It fell at about 2 o'clock. And this is what I want you guys to see. Wish I can blow this up. And I may have to, well, I can show you here. I'll just draw a line. But this is what I mean, guys. When I tell you that there's always a range, you see that range? If it goes up, if it comes down, this is what I want you guys to visualize. You see that?
Yeah.
This is what I always say. When you see the market go up, and isn't this also consistent with this? This is what I said. This is the R in the crossbow. Find the rhythm and range. Where is that sweet spot that the market will always return to? And if you can identify this, you're going to make a crap load of money in the stock market, because this is the key to my kill box strategy. The market goes above it, the market comes above it, and then you find the key points of buying and selling. But even in the crossbow, without the kill box, even in the crossbow, find where the range is, and you will always see the markets come back to that range. It's going to save you from traps. It's gonna notify you when to get in and out of the trade. And the crazy part is, I always shake my head because I can show you this kind of stuff, guys, when we don't even use charts. And there are people that dedicate themselves to learning as much about technical analysis as possible, and they don't know about this secret. How crazy is that? The people who don't use the charts know more about it than the people that use it every single day. That's power. That's power. All right, so let's go ahead and look at. I'm gonna go back and look at this morning's price action, but I also want to look at the economics. Let's see the time so I know exactly. And I'm trying to correlate the economic announcements with the price action. So before I go to the price action, I want to see the times that might be affecting it. So yesterday was Wednesday. We had the EIA was at 10:30. And I know the Fed minute is not going to do anything, but we'll see what happened at 2 o'clock. This is 2 o'clock. So let's check it out. 10:30 and 2 o'clock yesterday. Wish there was a way I can blow this up. I'm on a 1 day. When I do the 1 day, oh, there it is. But yeah, even that is, oh, I know. Maybe this. Nope, that's still not. Oh yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's working. All right, so let's see. We have this. Obviously, 9:30 was straight consolidation, and you see that trap at the beginning. They trapped at the 9:30, and I watched this real time. I was there watching the markets real time when I saw the market dip at 9:30. But after it went through its little up and down on that range, sure enough, and that's the thing, guys. I know it's 10 o'clock. This is what I mean. That we've been doing this for so long. You can look at a day's chart, and if you know that the train schedule, you can look at the price action, and you know the times. When you see that spike early in the morning, you know it's 10 o'clock. When you see the thing falling around the mid area, you know it's about 2 o'clock. I already know. So sure enough, about 10 o'clock, 9:50, market takes off. 9:30, market comes back down. I'm sorry, 10:30, 10:15, market comes back down, falls hard. Around 11:30, it slow builds back up. And then around 2 o'clock, like I said, like clockwork, 2 o'clock, market falls again. A quarter to 3, market takes off, and then kind of does this little craziness, and then it finishes at 4:30. But I'm telling you, you can go back to any one of these, and you can typically pick where the 10 o'clock, the 12 o'clock, the 2 o'clock, the 3 o'clock. You can pick it. And once again, people using charting have no idea that the train schedule even exists. But let's go back and see what happened overnight, because the market took off after hours. I would love to know what happened here. What exactly happened? Maybe there was something that happened during the day. When did the government officially open? Could it have been that? When did the government officially open? Let me ask. Officially in. Wow, even AI doesn't give me an answer. All right, let me put in 2025. From October to November 12th, federal government was shut down. So no, it wasn't that. So I would love to know what this is. Market took off after hours, and we'll eventually find out. That's the one thing about the market I know. We'll get an article sometime today, tomorrow, over the weekend. Let us know exactly why this happened.
I know Nvidia had a big beat on their earnings.
Is that what it was? The Nvidia earnings?
I believe so.
All right. Well, yeah, that got the ball rolling. That peaked at about 7, close to 8 o'clock. Market kind of did a slow cook till about 2. Then you kind of see it stall out at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, once again, is when the foreign markets come in. I think Australia is first. And I do think there is another stock market that comes in at 8. I just don't remember who it is. I think there's another foreign stock market that comes in at 8 o'clock. That would explain this. But Australia comes in at about midnight. Where's that at? Right here is when Australia comes in. Well, here's a 2 o'clock, and then that falls till about 5. There's a peak at about 5 to 6, and another fall from 6 to 7. And then now we're dealing with a huge spike from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And I just missed the 8 o'clock getting in. But yeah, it wouldn't have mattered because I don't know if I don't see this going higher. But let's make sure. Let me go ahead and bring up my my trading program. The way the price action is moving, I see the market coming back down, but let's just see. Let's make sure. Because it's testing this, but we'll see. Because this is also on delay. So let's look at NinjaTrader and get an accurate reading. Okay. That cooked. And that was at 7 o'clock. Yeah, big huge cook. And you guys know what I'm talking about. When you see it now, it should be no brainer. Higher over high, never coming down and testing the previous low. This is perfection. Now let's find out where the 8 o'clock was. I believe this is the 8 o'clock. So yeah, this would have been perfect to get in at 8 o'clock. With that slow build, I would have definitely got in at 8 o'clock. Would have definitely got in at 8 o'clock with that. And what makes this lucrative are all the long strides. This is the real thing you're looking for. Not just that would be the third thing you're looking for. The first thing is higher over high. The second thing is never coming down and never coming back and testing the previous low. But number 3, which is really what makes it lucrative, is when it is going up, long strides, long strides, long strides, long strides. This is money all day. If you can find these opportunities, this is remember say we wait for the market to give us real money. This is real money. But we missed the 8 o'clock. I'll come back. I think I have an alarm set for 8:30, so we'll come back at 8:30 and see how the market moves in the next 20 minutes. All right, so back to the calendar. Today we have initial job claims at 8:30. Yeah, we have initial job claims at 8:30. Non-farm payroll at 8:30. Unemployment rate at 8:30. Usually these things are on Friday. Usually the unemployment rate's on Friday, but somehow they moved it to Thursday. And that's a lot of labor reports. Even the participation rate is here. It's a lot of labor reports at the same time.
I was noted. We saw that. I noticed mentioned that like I think a week ago when we was watching it, we was looking at it. But you were looking at the TradingView, and I was looking at this calendar. And TradingView calendar is more concise than
Yeah,
the economic calendar.
I
But
know.
I thought it was just because I'm still naive, and I looked. I'm like, why are there so many reports?
All
Then
in
I
one.
went back and
Yeah,
looked at it and said, okay, well I only got the U.S. I'm like, but why do we have so many?
yeah,
So much time committed to it. It's interesting.
yeah,
You
man.
know, I heard I was listening to something on a financial network, like they had said something like the September labor data was actually going to come out. And I'm wondering if it is, that's why that we're getting so many, because like basically back data
I did
Yeah,
hear that.
because
I
of
did hear
the
that.
government
I
shutdown.
was
I
hearing that it
did.
be delayed or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I did hear that they finally going to
That
release the
makes
labor
sense.
that we've been waiting 2 months on. That's what that is.
Yeah, I wonder
And
if that's
going
what it
after
is.
September versus October, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they
And
specifically mentioned September for sure. Yeah.
well, we definitely need to see what's going to happen at 8:30 because that's 8:30 right there. Let me look at it again. All that's 8:30. Now, granted, we know labor's not good though. I wish, man, I wish. Hoping,
Do you
wishing,
think
and
the
praying.
market is celebrating that, oh, unemployment might be ticking up, therefore that means that we possibly could get a rate cut or
I don't know. I don't
hmm.
know. But we'll wait for 8:30. We're a little bit too close to research it. I don't want to miss the price action. Um, but yeah, let's see how that plays out at 8:30 to see all this stuff coming out at the same time at 8:30. And I would think it would be a really good opportunity, but I just know the labor data is not going to be that good, no matter how much they're giving us.
Yeah, yeah. And usually that pulls it down.
Hey,
Yeah, exactly. Um, all right, so let's do this. Um,
Hmm.
tell you what, we haven't run yet. Um, am I doing it on Claude? Let me bring Claude up. We're gonna run our Centroid model for the first time.
I've been waiting for this.
I know, right? Let's see how the Centroid works. Where did I put that at? Yeah, here we go. Centroid Claude. And I apologize, guys. I just realized that I did not put this in the university. Let me do that today. Now, this is the instructions. There's going to be two text files, one with the instructions and one with the actual prompt. Here we go. So let's grab this. New. It's going to do that. I may have to modify some things in it because I can't modify it like that. So let me make sure everything's good on it. I'm going to tell it to use it for the 8:30 labor announcements for today. We'll put that as the prompt. So let's repost it. Use the attached Centroid model to I'll just say for the labor announcements coming out today at 8:30. And I should probably put the dates today, 20 25 at 8:30 a.m. For a trade. Dealing with the labor announcements coming out today. I know there's probably more I should be putting in here, but let's just run it to see what it does. All right, so we want to use the MYM. Use no. See what the right price action is doing. For those of you that don't know, and maybe I'm late, I'm probably am late, but I just realized that I don't really use Perplexity as much as I should probably, but I just was using Perplexity yesterday and I found out that their Comet browser has been released. So if anybody's been waiting for Perplexity's AI browser, it is downloadable on their platform. I haven't installed it yet. I just downloaded it, but I probably installed today. Go ahead.
I knew it was releasing, but I don't know what level you need to be at to use it still. I think I don't know if you changed it.
Yeah, I haven't installed it. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how complicated it is, but I've been waiting for it when I found out that they were launching it.
Oh, yeah, I've been using it since August because I went on ahead and paid it for a month or so just to try it beforehand early. Yeah. I mean, it's good. I think the biggest thing is I didn't test the limits of it because it uses other AIs, and that's what I think is gonna kind of change for you. You may end up having to pay to get certain things out of it because it uses ChatGPT and all those, but you're only limited to so much. So,
and that would make sense.
Good. It's good. I just think other people are catching. So I'm trying to wonder. How good it's going to maintain because Gemini is coming out with a lot too this week.
Well, that's actually what I was about to mention because anybody that is my age remember the browser wars of the 2000s. Netscape. You got it, baby. Netscape and Internet Explorer, and there was a third one. That was the two main ones, but there was a third one. But it was definitely Netscape and IE. So I can see another browser war going on.
They did say, I know Jensen did mention because him and Elon did a panel I think sometime this week. He had mentioned about how we're going from generative AI to super AI. So that may really have an impact of what's separating a lot of these AI features of physical usefulness contributing to revenue and value. So that's interesting the way Perplexity has their setup because they may be the first in the game, at least known to try to get people to pay for AI.
Yeah. And well, even the whole thing of having the AI built into the browser, like, and I say that because you can't count Chrome with an AI extension that's not built in. So that's what I want to see. I think that this is going to be the new standard with all the browsers. I think Chrome, I think what's the Edge, the Microsoft Edge. I think all of the browsers, and even Apple has their Compass or whatever it's called. I think all of the browsers will eventually have to incorporate AI as a standard feature. I reached my session limits in the middle of the, well, no, let's see if they gave me the whole thing. Nope. Please provide the required. Yep, it didn't give me the whole thing, guys. So it won't work on a Claude. Claude stalls out because of all the processing it has to do. So let's now go to Gemini. And we're probably not going to have it in time with all of this, but I'm going to get my prompt. Oh, I knew there was something I needed to fill out. That simulation I got to take out. That back testing. I knew that was something I had to take out. Now I remember. Let me take that out now. Oh, nope, nope, nope. All right, so we put in use MYM and midpoints. And this is why I stopped using Claude, guys. If you notice, I really don't use Claude anymore because they have these all these limitations they try to put on it. And I told you I even bought it and they still had limitations. So I love Claude, but they're not freebie friendly. And that's my one thing. I don't pay for anything on the internet. All right, so let's go through this. The data harvest for real-time pricing moving averages for the MYM futures contract as a morning of was insufficient. While I found some general Dow-related data and contracts, I do not have the specific real-time simple moving average values on the required previous day. So, and I gave it websites to go to. So let's try another. Let's go to ChatGPT. Take off the back testing. Let's see. One of these platforms should be able to do this whole thing. All right, MYM. See how it pulls it? You find out the quality AI. You can find out the quality AI quickly. Oh no, it's telling me that it needs it. So yeah, it stalled out as well. And I gave it the websites to go to pull it. So this is letting us know that we're going to have to modify the prompt. The way, what I gave it is maybe it wasn't the right websites, even though I asked AI. I asked AI what platforms gives out the data that we're looking for. And I made sure I put that in the prompt.
Yeah, we had a complete prompt.
So let's do this because I gave it the constraints of specific websites to look up. So what I'll do now is I'll give it the ability to go find it on its own. Since
All right,
the
just a
web
heads up, 8:30 in 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Since the websites provided didn't allow the data harvesting, please find other sources for the needed data. Perfect. So what I'm going to do, well, no, it's going out to the ones I gave it. No problem. But I'll ask it after it gives me everything. I'll ask it what, or no. I can go into the internal dialogue and it should tell me what platform it used. And then I can take those platforms and put it into the prompt. Well, let's see what it finds. Now, I'll tell you this as well. Some of the AIs, and I think somebody brought this out in one of our sessions, that some of the AI platforms are in a simulation mode. Does everybody remember we talked about this? And that might be why it can't go out and get the data. But this is weird because I gave it the I appreciate you sounding off. I gave it the investing.com as one of the choices. And it told me it couldn't find it. But when I told it to go find it on its own, it used the same website that I gave it. That's weird. So what I'll do is I'll take that out. I'll just let the AI go out and find it on its own. But for some reason, when I specify, it doesn't want to do it.
I know that on the free AI, when the free AIs, they limit its access to the web searches and stuff. So some of them.
So I think that's what it was. Why Gemini and Claude? Well, Claude just stalled out. Claude was doing a pretty good job. Claude just stalled out in the processing. Gemini wouldn't even do it.
Wouldn't these other generative AI platforms that use different AIs like you and the other ones possibly of assistance where or at least a go around?
Yeah, because well that's the thing is I know that they have all of the different AIs available like Perplexity. I just don't know if they switch over to another AI, because if you're dealing with that AI, I don't know how the back end works, where if this AI doesn't want to do it, do they automatically switch over to another AI? You see what I mean? So I don't know if that works.
Yeah, it does look like they're tinkering around because now we got this generative AI. They've got tons of data to go off of and how to price it and prioritize it. So that's probably what they're doing. They're probably taking AI before they start the super AI, chopping it up like ground beef or piece of meat and making a ribeye here, a New York there, a strip there. So you don't have the whole round, the whole chuck. You got a piece here and a piece there, and then that's what it looked like. We started off with the whole cow, Now we're just getting bits and pieces plastic wrapped to us with the way the AI is responding versus just a couple of weeks ago.
Yep. Now I want to bring your attention to this, guys, because it did process everything. And I love the fact that the AI is going to the decimal point, because this is going to reiterate something that you guys have learned from me in the Fibonacci webinar. And if you guys have not, anybody that has not taken the Fibonacci webinar, reach out to me. You need to watch it. But this proves that numbers in the stock market are not whole numbers. None of them are. There is not one number that you put in as a whole number inside your broker program to buy and sell and stop loss and all that. There is not one number that you're dealing with in the stock market that's a whole number. There are remainders. And this proves it. Even when the AI is calculating it, it recognizes the remainders. I love that. And I can probably tell the AI to round it to the nearest dollar, but I like having the cents. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's more of an identity factor, like picking levels.
Mm-hmm. So here we have it. Remember the spacing we talked about? Average distance between major pivot levels, 282. And I think that's from R5 to S5. So that might be something we can use for a range. Not always, though, obviously, because sometimes it may just go from pivot point to R5. We don't really know. A tightening space, 190 points between R2, widening space, 404 points. All right, let's look at the cluster status. I ran the clustering algorithm against all pivot levels and all midpoints, 25 points. But I wanted the actual price. I didn't want the distance. They say it's a 25-point cluster, so I got to find a way to go back in and make sure it takes the current price and adds the 25 points to it. So we can fix that as well. Option A, give me the missing SMA. So yeah, it is missing some of the things. It's missing the SMAs and the Fibonacci MAs. Please supply the following values. And I'll tell you what it's doing is I might be able to tell it to do the same thing, go out and get it on its own, because that also had the same kind of thing where I gave it the websites. So I think the reason why this stalled out. So let's do that for option A and B. Please find other sources for the data. Ooh, look at that. 8:30 took off. And I missed it again. Now, what do we know? Now, once again, we were, I was kind of expecting this when we found out that all of those reports are coming at the same time, because that's just optimism that people are just happy to have the reports back. So what this does mean is that we can take this momentum and we can apply it to the 930. And like clockwork, guys, if they know they're going to do this, if the institutions know they're going to do this, you will always see them do this. They will position that trade. It gave this nice build up. And when you see this, you know what's going to happen at that interval. Reading the stock market is so simple if you know what you're looking at, because the patterns continuously do the same thing. And keep in mind, we're not watching the charting to find pricing, and we're looking at it as a sentiment for institutional positioning. We can literally find institutional positioning. Find out where their traps are, find out where their manipulation is. And this looked like it's going to do another run. I'm not quite sure. Well, if it breaks this, it's going to do another run. And what was that distance? It was 46,447 to 46,58. So about 130 points. That's money right there. 130 points. Now, obviously, hindsight bias, we didn't know it was going to do all of that. But think about it. Just shaving off 5, 10 points is simple when the market is giving you these kind of things. And I'm telling you, as soon as they said everything's coming out all at once, I'm like, oh man, I'm pretty sure it's going to go up. Well, we had already kind of missed it. I couldn't analyze it, and I wasn't going to, gamble because I didn't know. But what we can speculate is we should be able to get this same momentum. Now, it could be because of NVIDIA, but it also may be all the labor reports coming out at the same time. It looked like it's gonna slow cook another bull trend. So yeah, that's gonna continue to go up, guys. Yeah, that thing's gonna continue to go up. Like I said, as soon as it breaks that, it's gonna go up. And we're probably gonna get another long stride. Long stride, long stride, long stride, long stride, long stride. It's gonna give us another long stride. Let's go ahead and put it in a trade just in case, just so I can show you what it looks like. I'll use the 603. Let's do 605. Don't you do it.
Order submitted.
Now notice I put it at the 605 because the 600 is a lot of zeros, and I didn't want to use that strong resistance. It's possible it may bounce off the 600, the 46,600. So I put it at 605 just to see. I knew it was going to be a slow cook also. But we'll come back to that. So it gave me a list of places. It didn't do it. It didn't run it, but it gave me other sources. can you go to one of these sources?
All right. I completed the one servers I did have connectivity to,
And get the data.
and I was actually looking at the ones I didn't. I got into iSpan and connected to Checkpoint. I still couldn't connect to those servers, so I don't know if Checkpoint requires a different location or some other differences, but I definitely want to circle back.
I attempted to retrieve. I did not locate the current intraday simple moving average values or the full set of Fibonacci. So yeah, this is where it stalls out, guys. But I'll tell you something. I have a backup plan for this. Do you want to know the backup plan for finding these? You have it on your spreadsheet. These
It'll go
numbers,
conclude.
because it's asking for the simple moving averages and the Fibonacci. That's what these are. Your simple moving averages is down here, and your Fibonacci's is right here. So all you gotta do is take these and copy it into the AI. So that's the backup plan. If it won't calculate it on its own, you have it in a spreadsheet. Make sense?
Yes.
Now I want to make sure that it's going to copy the number and not the yeah, it copies the number, not the code. So yeah, you can copy all of the simple moving averages and Fibonacci from the spreadsheet. But at least it gave us the first part. Now I guess I should go ahead and put it in. Let's just run the whole thing. So I'll give it the simple moving averages first. Might as well run the whole thing. We're still waiting for this to connect, so we're decent with that. So simple moving averages. So 10-day, $20 and now Fibonacci. Mm. And you don't have to give them all of it. I'm gonna put them all in this time just to see. No, 8-day, right? 13. Ooh, almost there.
It's getting closer.
Like I said, I knew it was gonna be a slow cook, but it's at 8:45. But notice also it's bouncing off of that 600. So that's another reason why I put it at 605. So we'll see. 21-day. Oh, 34-day. think I might stop. No, I'll go up to 233. 89. All right, let's see. Mm. Centroid cluster zones. 5 moving average alignments. Ooh, look at that. You guys see that 10 and that 34 are the same 47,122?
That's where they cross.
Fulfilled.
I like the high impact cluster zone headline. I like that.
Yeah, and then it's also giving you the high and low. Like 107 to 122, or the 107 to 107 to 122. So you can either use the
Stop filled.
155, you can either use the 155 or the 179 as that midpoint. So I love this. Let me see what the market did. Yeah, it made us the money. I knew it was going to be a slow cook. So it was the perfect trade. Came in, went out, money made, moving on. But I would have loved to have made that money here. But we just missed that because I was doing the analysis. But and I like I said, I think it's gonna do the slow cook up until the 9:30. It may fall at the 9 o'clock interval, but like I said, that's not as strong. So here's what I'm telling you is that you're gonna probably see somewhat of a slow cook between now and 9:30. And as it approaches that 9:30, you're gonna see the institutions position it
Yep.
like this. And you'll get another spike at 9:30. So I might stay on until then. If not, I'll take a picture of it. But we might be able to see the 9:30 announcement as well. Well, not announcement, but the open. All right, extreme confluence. This is the largest sell zone on the entire chart. Any test into this band is a high probability rejection unless macro news breaks trend. Institutional sell wall. Man, I loved AI. All right. Breakout triggers. Looking for any similar numbers. It's giving us this range of 46,800 to 46,900. So if the market goes up there, where's the market sitting right now? Yeah, it just entered into the 40. Am I right? No, not yet. It's gonna enter somewhere in the 800 up here. So it's saying that, if we are to be in the markets, it's saying that you can get in here at 800 and you want to get out at 900. Man, can you imagine? Oh my goodness, man. This thing is going to be powerful once we figure out how to really refine this. This is a bull gate breakout cluster. If MYM gets above 46,900 and holds, momentum breakout toward 47,100. So they're saying that if the markets break out, go through the 800, go through the 900, and if that 900 holds, because what will happen is at the 900, because there's zeros, it's going to consolidate a little bit for the price discovery. And if that price discovery comes out where it's going to be bullish, they're saying that it's going to break out again and go up to 47,100. Break through the 47,000 into the 47,100. Who would have thought that we can have AI predict price action for us? Strong gravitational center. between 46,150 and 46,250. Now that's a little bit below where we are. So if the market was to fall back, it's telling us that it's probably going to fall back somewhere to 46,150. And then it's even given this on 40, 45, 950, 46, 600. So this is all on the SMs, the low end area. We probably won't need this, but it's at least letting us know where the clusters are. From the S's to the R's, I'm loving it. Support and resistance. Final bias assessment, current price 46,400, neutral to bearish until 46,800. If price rallies past the 46.9, it'll go into the 47,100 to the 47,180. It even knows the range of that. And it's calling it a topping zone. Like the markets are gonna the momentum is gonna stall out at about the 47,100. I'm loving this because I now want to come back to the markets later on today to see if all of this prediction is true.
It's almost like a cluster cheat code.
Yeah.
Like right when it consolidates, it'll let you know within that consolidation where the strong points is at, and you can and it's susceptible to go up and not bounce back off of that level.
Yep. And it asked me, do I want to generate a trading plan? Yes, I do. Like I said, when it asks you to do things, just tell me, give me the trading plan. No problem, sir. And I want you guys to really, I love looking in the future, right? Can you imagine if we had $1 million at our disposal with the power that we have with our AI analysis on finding the probability, and then now we have this? Can you imagine plugging this into an algorithm? I don't believe in algorithm trading, but like I said, if you were to put this into algorithms, or what we were talking about, what institutions are doing, give this information to an AI agent. I don't believe in any of that. Like I said, protection, protection, protection. But there possibly is a way that we can incorporate the new technologies, but we have to basically redefine where our protections are at. Because I would still want to watch the AI agent do everything. I want to be right here watching it like a hawk. So those kind of parameters we can keep in place, and you can still exit the trade whenever you want, but it's possible you can let the AI agent kind of do its thing and just kind of manage the AI agent. Look over its shoulder, make sure it's doing everything right. But that's all future tense. Below are your 5 actionable zones with concrete entries, stops, and targets. Stop is at 47,225. Well, no, that's not a stop, unless that's the exit. That doesn't even make sense. Oh, no, this is a short. That's what it is. This is a short. So this would be the stop at the top. I see what it's doing. And then it's going down into the 46s. So this is a short. Yeah, it even says it's a short. So let's find a long. There we go. So the long is saying put your stop at 46. This is what everybody's been wanting. Where do I put my stop, Aaron? You put your stop at the 46,075. Entry is at 46,170. Now we're way past this now. We're sitting at 46,800. But if we were to put this, put this together early enough, it will literally tell us our stop loss, tell us where our entry is, and then we can use these for our break even, our minimum, and our goal. You see it? Or we can use it to scale in. And we can probably either, and I think this is a better idea, come up with two models, come up with a, or even three or four. Let's think about the our lock analysis. I would come up with four of these prompts, or one prompt that you can edit. So what I would do is I would, um, depending on what the probability is. So if my probability is above 90%, I would have a model that would spread out my entry, exit, and my goals. If it's between like 75 and 80, like 90% or whatever, I would have another model that would have my entry, exit at another level. Does that make sense? And if it's at
Can
like
you repeat that
65,
again?
75, well, let's go the other
Is
direction. If
uh-huh.
if the probability was like 50%, 65, 65, anywhere in that area, I want
Yeah.
all of my entry and exits to be tight.
Mm-hmm.
Even my 8 to 10 points that I want. Keep everything tight. So if I define that to the AI in the AI prompt and model, then it's going to
Mm-hmm.
spit out these zones and the levels, keeping everything
True.
tight for protection. So I would have a model for that level, for that range of probability. Then I would have another one for
Yeah.
like 75 to like 85 or 90, and then I would have one for 90 and above, because the 90 and above, you're taking the cap off. There really
Right.
is
Yep.
no. So like I said, if
Yep.
you give those definitions and those parameters, you'll know which model to use for level of probability.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we're
Agreed.
going to be working on as we move forward, because I wanted to make sure this works. And we see we have issues that we have to fix. So we'll fix the issues we have now on, because I still want the AI to still be able to calculate those numbers. I know it's possible, but we got to figure out how to get the AI to calculate the simple moving averages and the Fibonacci. But if we can get over that, once we get over that hurdle and we have a working model that gives us everything and calculates everything, the only thing we should be doing is putting in the MYM or the midpoints or whatever contract. That's the only thing we should be doing. Everything else should just flow and give us everything automatically. But if we can get to that point, then we can start separating based on probability. And we can probably have four different models based on the tier of the probability. Make sense?
Yep. It does.
And I'm laughing at the people using charting, man. What's a chart? Here's another breakout strategy. Love this. Now, I did tell it to take out candles, and I could prove it to you. Watch this. Because originally it had candles in it. See why it says candlesticks here? So this is the original model with references of candlesticks. I went back and did another prompt, and I didn't do it. I tried to do it in the current AI. It didn't work. So I took the entire model, and I think I put it in another AI, and I told it to remove all references of candlesticks. So this current one that we're using should not have any reference of candlesticks in it, but it still gave me the candlesticks. So I may have to go through and see if there's any mention of candlesticks. Maybe I didn't do it properly. But it says candle closes at 47,100. But like I said, entry is 47.2. Your stop is 47.09. And then once again, here's your targets. And like I said, we can later define and make these tighter levels and tighter entry and exits. Because right now it's giving me 150 points between everything. And I may only want like 20 or 30 points. But it's nice to see that it does give the breakout strategy.
Definitely, especially for the pullbacks that it's saying, because yesterday I had a trade where I placed it 34 above, and it it pulled back like I think the stop was set at 8 still, and it was a great point area to like. It looked like it would be a great area to be in. But then when the trade actually happened, it pulled back, and then
Yeah.
I was out of the trade. But then it went past, it right went went to the goal. So that's what I'm finding is my biggest thing. And this was early in the, like it was like let's say maybe like 9:45, 10 o'clock ish in there. So you had the momentum.
Mhm.
But if it doesn't have the exact right, hold on a second. If you don't have the exact right, entry,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? It can just pull back on you or whatever and still go eventually go to your goal. But I like that it has it there
Yeah, so you
because
know
maybe
exactly
that's
where it is.
a good way to get around that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Because I
check
don't want
this
to
out.
open up the stop too big.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'd rather just keep
Yeah.
it there and kind of figure it out. Keep it safe. But I also
Yeah.
like this, and we may want to find a way to get the AI to reword this because it's telling us that the positions are one third, one half, based on probability, right? The risk. So based on the probability, it's telling us a third of the regular size, whatever we decide, half the size, two thirds. I would love to be able to put in when we do um, when we do put this in, when we execute this, we may want to have a place where we can modify that on where we want our um, there's a way that we can define how much money we're risking or those kind of parameters. Give it the trading parameters of what we're looking to do, and we know that because it's in our spreadsheet. We just select on what our um our um our position is on each one of our trades, where we're doing 1%, all of those different things, what contract, how many contracts, how many points. So we can probably put that in the model, and then it'll probably give us a better understanding here in the position sizing. Something that I like here, notice it's saying here that the other markets turned up simultaneously. I love to know that because if we are doing a dual trade, that's good to know that they are in confluence. I don't know what the VWAP is. Let me look this up. Volume weighted average price. I'm never going to use that, but obviously most charters will use it. So that means nothing to me. Powerful, guys. I can also generate an executable playbook. What is this? A simplified version tailored for scalp only trading, a version tailored for swing trading, a color coded grid map. Oh, we're gonna do that one. Well, I should probably do the whole book, huh? No, I don't want all this stuff. Give me the color coded grid map and a trend table, please. Like I said, when the AI asks you of what you want, I just want to see what it looks like. Oh my goodness. How did we ever survive without AI? I can't, we've only had it for like a year or so, and I literally do not know what life was like before AI. And I do not want to go back.
Whole lot of confidence you got there, pal, versus how it was 2 years ago.
I cannot imagine my life without AI. But I do want to give a cautionary tale about it, guys. Do not let it be a crutch. You got to be able, and that's kind of what because like, and I'll give you a perfect example. This new generation. Remember, I told you that I saw a video where a teacher was saying they couldn't tell time on the clock, they couldn't add things up on a calculator. Just simple stuff. They couldn't go in the dictionary and look a word up in alphabetical order because they're so crutching on the internet. So I need to give you the cautionary tale. You got to be able to do the job without AI. You have to be able to do it without AI. The AI is going to make mistakes. The AI is going to give you things that you may not need. It will over deliver. And the prime example is what we're going through in our weekend. Because you guys are just copying everything out of AI, sticking in a text file and sending it to me, and you're not going back and looking over and making sure everything's in there properly. You cannot be completely dependent on the AI. That's not the AI's job. The AI's job is just a worker. So think about this. If you were a manager at a shop or a factory or something, would you assign something to a worker, they give it to you, and you never look at it and just hand it to your boss? You would get fired quickly because you never double checked to make sure that the work was done correct. You have to check the AI's work to see if they over delivered, to see if they under delivered, to see if they're on point, to see if maybe you need to move some things around because it didn't put it in the proper order to make the most sense, or for the person that's going to look at it to understand the narrative. You got to be the manager of what the AI is giving you. Otherwise, you're going to end up like this current generation that just can't do basic things. So it's still giving us the cell wall, giving us all the highest confluence. Yep. Upper resistance cluster. Gave it to us color coded. Yeah, that's on the low end. We're not going to need that. Oh man, this thing is powerful. What was the other thing? The trend table. Now this I love. This is a kill box. This I love. They basically took the entire pivot point levels and they broke it down. Because the pivot point only give you single numbers. This is letting you know the ranges that you're going to get into, where the market may pause, consolidate, price discovery, go to the next level, price discovery, next level, consolidate, price discovery. It's literally giving you all the places where the markets may pause. Now, what am I going to do? The AI gave this to me. What am I going to do? I'm going to go back to my charts. I'm going to go to my grid system. I'm going to double check the AI's work. And if these numbers are not exactly correct, I can adjust them. What I just said, do not rely 100% on the AI. These are hypotheticals. But to really confirm this, term and confirm, I'm going to go back to my confluence system. I'm going to go to my grid system, and I'm going to double check these levels. Does that make sense? This is what's going to get a lot of people in trouble, that they just listen to the AI. You have to term and confirm even with AI data, AI output. Until and I think it's one of the protections that you should always do it, but you can kind of maybe come off of the monitoring if you see the AI consistently giving you the correct levels. If you see the AI give you correct levels for weeks and weeks and weeks, then yeah, you can trust the AI doing its job. But until you can confirm that the AI is that precise, then you definitely want to make sure it's on point. If you change a parameter, then you definitely want to monitor it again. If you change anything in the AI model or prompt, you want to go back to monitoring it every single time and checking it until you confirm that it's giving you the correct information over a long span. Loving this, even giving you the reason of why it's a strong level or why it's a strong zone. This is next level, guys. Visual chart. I'm going to keep doing it, man. Hold on. Give me the side by side. I don't know what the trading makes. Make sure I'm gonna have it give me all these. I'm gonna say please give me all of the features from a visual chart version. I'm gonna say all of these features. And the reason why you do this, guys, is because if you want any of these extra pieces, then you add them back into the prompt. Does that make sense? We did that the not this last Saturday, but the Saturday before. I told you, keep going through what the AI gives you, and then if you like it, add it back into the prompt. And now it won't ask you for it anymore. Look at the visual, man. Small bounce zone. Look at this. Light support. It's a train schedule. This is a literal train schedule. Small bounce zone telling you when it's going to pull back on retracement. Man. And like I said, it's just a matter of going through and seeing if the price action actually does this.
You may have to copyright that center point prompt, my friend.
I know. I know.
You just created your cheetah, a little bit of some more of your cheetah AI here.
Yes, sir. Oh, and can you imagine the next time I launch the 3.0 or the 4.0 of my courses where all this stuff is built in? Man.
3.0 and 4.0, man, you've already gone ahead 2 steps. What is the 3.0 going to consist of?
Well, we're at 2.0 because last year I added all the extra stuff. I added all the new acronyms. So I'm already going to do a 3.0 at the beginning of the year with the new acronyms that we're working with now. So, but this will be more like a 4.0 or 5.0 where I have to redo all of my courses and kind of make AI just a standard on all of it. Instead of it just being the top tier of the sniper AI, I can disseminate the sniper. Well, because keep in mind, the sniper AI, even without the AI aspects of it, it's still giving you geopolitics and KPIs and everything like that. So I can take that AI feature from the sniper AI and disseminate it over all 4 courses, and I can just rename the sniper AI like a KPI model, because that's really the major feature of the sniper AI is the KPIs.
Yeah, especially if we start entering and start trading the 4 horsemen, that really is going to take us to the 3.0.
Exactly. Even going into that, like we're going to basically be practicing that as well. But once we get all that in, man, like I said, this is all 4.0, 5.0.
Yeah, because sniper used to be, before there was you did the king, but if you're able to incorporate those 4 horsemen into it, and that's another trading feature, yeah, that's a huge game changer.
Yes, sir. Giving you more options of trading. Like I said, I'm trying to limit, and I like the idea of doing the university, and I'll keep the university somewhere around the cheetah cub and the king cheetah. And then once you graduate, and that's what I'm going to do moving forward. Once you graduate, then I will allow you to go into the crossbow and what I call, they'll probably end up being the KPI. But I'm not going to let you go past the king cheetah until you graduate from the university.
You can patent that 10 and 2. You should patent that, man. Those 10 and 2 average is in a bear based off of your metrics.
What 10 and 2?
Okay, we just saw the I think it was a 930 or was it the market movement? Yeah, and this is all recorded, so you can easily use that as a marketing platform and make that a course all by itself and call that like the Harvard of all, of everything, section.
Yeah, but here's the other thing, guys. If I was really all about the money, let me tell you, if I was really all about the money, I could get a whole community, whole trading community on Telegram, or what's the other one? Telegram, Discord, right? I can get a whole trading community just like everybody else on Telegram and Discord. Membership fee. And I can give everybody their levels on their charts using this model. I can run this model every single morning and then disseminate all the different levels. I can send them a picture of that map and make thousands. Because we were talking about that before, is that I used to make a lot of money, when I didn't break people's happy ending or fantasy. So let them keep their fantasy that technical analysis works. Here's your levels, guys. Good luck. $200 a subscription every month, or per week, to be honest with you, because you're gonna be making money from this weekly.
One wonders what the online apps like Robinhood are going to have to deal with the coming of this stuff here.
Well, yeah, Robinhood. I saw an article probably about 3 weeks ago. Robinhood is also incorporating AI into theirs, but we all know that Robinhood is in, and Robinhood is incorporating a lot more crypto as well. But Robinhood, obviously, we know is completely, what they call them, industry plant. Robinhood is an industry plant. They're strictly a scam market. So anything that they incorporate with crypto or AI is just going to be a way of scamming its customers. It's always been a scam market. It's always been a scam platform. So anything that they incorporate, and what I'm saying is that even if people start incorporating this stuff in their regular trading, it's not going to affect Robinhood, because Robinhood is just going to manipulate it a different kind of way, to work against their customer base. And it's almost like Jeff was what the let guy that was trading against everybody. Andrew Lett, yeah. So this is definitely something. And like I said, even going back to me creating my own platform, my own trading platform. This is the kind of stuff that I want available to everybody. You can click on this, AI built in, AI run this script, run this script. Giving your probability, giving your levels. Man. I'm loving it. But we got work to do, guys. There's a lot of things we gotta fix. First off, we gotta tell it to not do shorts. We don't do short positions. But there's a lot of things we gotta go through here and fix. But we'll work on it over time. This will probably be what we go over, not this weekend, but next weekend when we do another AI session. We'll probably go through this model and really fine tune it. Get it ready. Get it ready for 2026. Look at the if thens. If tested, if momentum. Man, this thing gives everything, man. And we got to tell it to give it extremely high. We got to tell it to give another one where we actually got to give two more. We got to do one where it gives a full size and a double size. So even on the risk, it's missing two other levels. It needs a full size and a double size. And maybe, and I gotta say, it's probably inside of the model, but it's saying that based on the price action, this is what they're telling us we should be using. But I do want to go in there and see if they have all 5 of the levels. They can give you a if-then tree. What? A battle plan for tomorrow's open? Based on future behavior overnight?
That's big, man. That's big. I was reading at the same time, man. That's big.
All right,
Okay,
so
yeah, it's we 3.0's definitely got to have overnight. Yeah, we had
but
this.
yes. So here's what I'm gonna do, because I wouldn't want it right now. I want the overnight to go through. So let's run this tomorrow morning, and let's give it see, it's saying tomorrow's battle plan for tomorrow's open based on futures behavior overnight. The overnight hasn't happened yet. All right, so let's do this. I know when to do this, because I want to keep the tomorrow in place. So what I'm going to do in this evening at 11:50, I'm going to run this prompt. And then what I'll do tomorrow morning, I'll have it run it again. So I'll have this run, and I'll change future, I'll change overnight behavior to aftermarket behavior, and I'll run that right around midnight. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow we'll run this again, and I'll change tomorrow to today.
It'd be sweet if that highlighted something that dealt with overnight indexes overseas, like Australia, man.
And like
If
I
this
said,
dude, if you tap into that right there with that line, we need to do a slumber party and do some trading overnight, man. Come on.
I so want to do that. I really, really want to do that. That is something that I definitely want to. If I can get you guys together at 2 a.m, man, and let's go to Australia. We can literally just go from foreign market to foreign market and wake up tomorrow morning rich. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find all of, and I've been wanting to do this. This gives me a reason to do it. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to find all of the foreign markets. I'm going to ask AI at what point I'm going to get like 7 different foreign markets from the Middle Eastern, Australian, Japan, Korea, Russia, China. I might try to find some markets in Africa, South America, whatever it is. I want to find all of the major markets when they open compared to US. And I'm going to get those time intervals. I'm going to get the name of those markets, and I'm going to include it in the prompt tomorrow morning. So when I say give me a battle plan for today's open based on futures behavior overnight, I can then say based on these particular markets.
I love that, because we are entering more geopolitics. And I got to tell you this, I don't know about the rest of the class, but you're going to have to take point on this, because these particular prompts here is going to open that up. Because when you talk about Russia is I'm very interested in seeing what's going to happen with what's going to be the momentum behind that. Russia, Middle East in particular, especially Japan. Russia and Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is going back to basics. That is what this whole morning pre-market analysis is. It was originally designed to monitor and analyze overnight trading. And we don't really get into that. We use it more so for preparing for our economic events. But I would love to be able to put that in, man. Like I said, run it around midnight for after hours. And then tomorrow morning, I'll change this word to today. And then we'll run another analysis for the overnight markets. And I would love to see how this kind of plays everything out with the new levels. So we'll leave it there, guys. No, last thoughts?
No, I said, wouldn't it be wild? We find out their manipulation is less than ours in some of these markets, man. They're more organic than ours.
Yeah, and it probably is because of the level of liquidity. The U.S. Institutions have way more money. And then keep in mind also, there's a lot of people don't even think about this part, is that sometimes these US-based institutions are also hedging foreign markets. They just don't have the same level of liquidity invested. So they're not manipulating those markets the same way they are the US. But believe me, there are banks over there like UBS. Is Credit Suisse even still exist? So you have a lot of international banks or banks that are in Japan and China that are manipulating their markets the same way the US is. But we'll figure all that out as we kind of get into this. But I'm loving this expansion of that one prompt. So I'll run it at midnight. I'll run it again in the morning. That'll be the first thing we do around 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, 7:30. As soon as we get in here, we're going to run that model with all those markets. And then we'll just kind of continue to what we do. Now, keep in mind, tomorrow is business, but I do want to run this first. So get here early around 7:30. We're going to run this model to see how this plays out. And then we'll get into our business class.